Hello, I'm Karl Welshman, and welcome to Spookers. Spooky stories for people who like spooky stories. This one is called Saw 10.2. John Kramer had lost his fucking mind ever since the whole cancer thing ruining his life, followed by his weirdly evil-looking wife losing their baby due to a crackhead slamming a door into her spongy stomach. He'd just become increasingly unhinged. Everywhere he looked, he couldn't help but imagine people being forced to pay with their body parts and lives for even the most mundane things. Even random animals couldn't escape his fantasies. Clutching an ice cream, he began staring at a pigeon, his eyes watering as he vanished deep into his creepy daydream. The pigeon was drenched in lighter fluid, and there were two tiny grenades with sensors attached to its wings. Around its foot was a miniature chain to prevent it from flying away. A small tape recorder lay near the pigeon, covered in delicious birdseed. The pigeon, being a greedy little shit, pecked at the device, and it began to play.
Hello, pigeon. I want to play a game. You fly about the skies carefree, your feathers irritating people, triggering allergies, as well as your fluttering of wings instilling fear. You release your creamy white fecal matter from your greasy cloaca. Would you be prepared to sacrifice that matters most to you in exchange for your life? You're covered in a highly flammable liquid which you must ignite, removing all of your feathers, the heat of which will disengage the explosives that are attached to your wings.
The pigeon, of course, couldn't understand a single word of Kramer's inane ramblings and continued to peck at the tape recorder. The timer set by John Kramer ran past its standard 3 minutes, and the explosives on the pigeon's wings went off, blowing them away, leaving gaping holes in its side. It stumbled over, and all of its intestines came out of its beak, followed by its brain and one of its hearts. John smiled to himself. That would teach you to poop in front of me while I eat this delicious... Oh, the ice cream is sour. Bad milk, or perhaps the brain cancer is fucking my taste buds up. He stood up and walked towards the ice cream vendor, Walter. Walter had sold ice cream his entire life, and nothing gave him more pleasure. But with Brexit and other things like that, the cost of cow milk was just too expensive, so he'd resorted to using a mix of pig milk and whatever he could extract from the increasing number of hamsters he had in his one-bedroom apartment behind a school for naughty children. As he finished crafting the last of the ice cream cones out of chalk and saliva, he saw John Kramer walking towards him. What did this guy want? "Excuse me, this ice cream is sour," said John, pointing at the very ice cream that was in his extended hand. "Sorry, would you like me to make you another one?" But John didn't reply. He was staring at Walter, eyes juicy, his mind already gone. Walter woke naked. He was strapped to a table with only his arms being free to move. His testicles were looped with plastic, which was in turn attached to a large hydraulic press that, if activated, would cause the plastic to tighten and eventually rip his nuts off, and subsequently, somehow, get them launched up his arsehole so hard that they would pierce his heart. Well, this is what Walter assumed was going to happen anyway. A door opened, and Billy came into the room on a tricycle. Billy's that puppet, you know, the one that's on the tricycle in all of these Saw movies, the one that looks a little bit fucking creepy. He's got like a suit and red smile. There was a tray on the front of the tricycle, and on this tray was a tape recorder. Walter took the tape recorder and pressed play.
Hello, Walter. You often offer people crushed nuts on the ice cream. Now the only nuts at stake are your own. Around your sweetbreads is a piece of plastic that is attached to a large hydraulic press. If the timer runs past 3 minutes, the trap will be activated and your berries will be torn from under the twig and should be propelled up into your anus and through your heart.
Well, this was the plan. The timer suddenly went off unexpectedly and there was a clicking sound. Suddenly Walter was torn from his testicles and shoved up his own arse, leaving nothing but testicles on the table. Fascinating, said John. So, would you like a replacement ice cream or not? Asked Walter. No thanks, said John, and he went home and had a tug.